Hey guys, what's going on? Today you're going to learn how to create your own AI agent in N8N, okay? An agent that can essentially analyze your Excel sheets from a raw data, or essentially just like dropping bunch of, dumping bunch of data in Excel sheet like this, okay? You guys see I'm not even organizing it. I'm not putting it into any specific columns, okay? So we're dumping essentially a very raw data set, okay, which then will be processed by our AI agent right here in N8N, okay, and it's going to essentially organize it and clean it up based on a user request or my or your request, okay. So if I ask agent something like this, who are my top 3 less spending customers, okay? So I'm asking this question specifically because my data set is evolving around essentially customers, their email address, how much they spend in terms of the revenue, and how many orders they have placed, okay? So really basic e-commerce data set, okay? And now we're pulling that from that sheet, and we're asking first AI agent to find these customers for us, okay? So let's hit send, okay? Now it's gonna go to the spreadsheet, then it's gonna send everything to the AI agent. AI agent will analyze, and then it's gonna return the data back to us. Awesome, so here it is, guys, okay? So Emma Lopez, Olivia Singh, and Noah Garcia, guys, okay? So these are the customers who have spent the less in terms of the revenue, all right? So, and all this data was pulled from this raw data set, which is pretty awesome because it's complete math, guys. It's really cool if you're working with a lot of data and spreadsheets and you just don't want to organize the columns and rows yourself. You just want to dump the data and let the AI do that. Then this is a perfect way of doing that. And also if you're a beginner learning N8N, you know, the basics of AI agents and how to build automations, then this video is really good for you because you're going to be learning, first of all, how to build your AI data analyst, how to build AI agents, you know, and how to put all of that together as automation in N8N, guys, okay? And as a bonus, as always, if you're watching my videos, this entire template will be available as a JSON template download, meaning you download a JSON file and bring it to your N8N. Just click here on the 3 dots to import, and you're going to see and get exactly the same workflow that I'm working on right now, guys. Okay, so make sure to go ahead and grab that link below the video. And if you're a complete beginner, it's okay. I'm leaving this pretty beginner-friendly sticky note, okay, essentially where I'm explaining the nodes, what they do, okay, how is the pipeline for the data flowing through the flow, okay, and really the basics that you need to know, understand to start working with this flow right here, guys, okay. So besides that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into it, and let me explain you briefly how this flow works and what it does in depth, okay. So again, this is your personal AI agent who is your spreadsheet data analyst, okay? So it can essentially analyze a dump of Excel or spreadsheet data and then categorize it based on the spreadsheet that you will create manually, okay? So that's really one of the very few manual steps that you have to do. You need to create a additional spreadsheet, and you can call it whatever you want to make it top customers, because I wanted to find the best customers who, you know, place the most orders and spend the most. So I created essentially a top customers spreadsheet, and then I created 3 columns, okay? Customer name, total sales, and order count, okay? So in this format, I want the AI agent to format this data for me, because that's essentially what I'm getting from my data set. We have customer name, okay? We have also a I believe we have a category, okay, so we can also add that one, order date and quantity, okay, and unit price and total payment. Cool. So I believe if we say, can you categorize them? I don't think it's going to do it because we haven't included that specific column into our own spreadsheet, but let me see if it can do that. Okay, can you categorize them? Let's see what output we're going to get from the AI agent. So because we didn't have the category column, it didn't add it, which makes sense. That essentially was the experiment because I wasn't sure. Because we were not adding the event to create these automatically. Okay, so what we need to do in this case, okay, essentially we're gonna do this. We're gonna go here and we're gonna add a category column like this. Okay, and now I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna say I added a category column in my sheet. Can you do it again? Okay. Yeah, and actually I forgot to fix one more step. So when we are adding new any kind of data rows or columns in Excel sheets, we need to also fix that in the Google Sheets tool right here, guys, okay? Because it's still being fed the old data. Okay, you can see here we have exclamation marks saying that the columns are outdated, which is true. So all you need to do, just click refresh, and now we're gonna have the category column here, and you just essentially need to select for AI to decide what to input in there. Okay, you can predefine it with the JSON, but again, when you're working with data like this, you can let the AI handle. It's not too complex. Okay, AI will understand in which column they have to enter the data based on your prompt. If you're saying enter it into the column, it will go and look for the column and enter the data into the column itself, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so now we did that. Let me save, and now we need to go back to AI and said like, can you do it again? Add it column for category. Okay, so it's going to do its thing, guys. Let's go to Excel sheet, and now we should see the data popping up in here. And there you go, guys. Nice, cool. So now it works. And essentially, that's how you need to do if you want to categorize the data based on different categories. Okay, you're just going to go to your Excel sheet, enter something else in here. Okay, then you're going to go back to your N8N flow. Then you're going to go to Google Sheets tool. Okay, and then you're going to click refresh, and you're going to have a new input for that column or category that you added in your Excel sheet. It's pretty straightforward and easy, and it's really awesome that AI agent actually does understand the context, and it's going to go and look for the category or whatever the value you're mentioning, and it will enter the data on its own. And let's just discuss all the nodes we have here, okay? If you're a beginner, so you kind of have a clear idea, and I will also touch on the AI agent, the tools AI agent can use, okay, the memory, and also why we have here an additional chat model, even though we have AI agent already included. Okay, guys. So the first one, we have chat message received, which is a trigger. So N8N has different categories for nodes. So the chat message is categorized as a trigger node because it's triggering an action. Okay, once we trigger an action or the chat right here, okay, we are sending that to the Google Sheets, which is this one here. Okay, because we're going to be pulling the data from here on trigger. Okay, then that data will be triggered and sent to the aggregation. Okay, so the data will be aggregated through the aggregate data node. Okay, and then from that data, we are extracting columns and metadata that we need. Okay, so we're looking for the columns, we're looking for the data preview, we are looking for the total amount or number of rows, and we are looking for chat input. Okay, this is important. I didn't have it before. So when I would ask something from AI, I would see the output of the data, but not my request, okay? Because essentially the aggregation and data filtering didn't include the chat input, okay? Meaning whatever I asked, that was filtered out, and AI agent never received my input, okay? So I'm including in here chat input, okay? And then the spreadsheet ID, and then we have this nicely formatted data after all of the data cleanup, okay? And then we're sending all of that to AI agent, and this is where all the cool magic happens. So here we are giving AI agent the columns, the data preview, meaning all the data from the Excel spreadsheet is being fed to the AI agent. Okay, the total number of rows. Okay, the chat input, which is my request, and also the spreadsheet ID, so the AI agent knows with which spreadsheet to work. Okay, and then AI agent outputs the output result. And it says, I've successfully updated the customer data, and essentially whatever we asked, the AI agent was successful in achieving that, okay? And then we need to essentially define the behavior and the character of our AI agent and what it's supposed to do, okay? So here, this one usually comes by default, okay? So when you add AI agent node, let me do it again so you kind of see it in live. If I click on add node and I do AI agents, okay, that's what I want, okay? Here we're going to have JSON.input. Right now it's red because it's not connected to a chat trigger, okay? So that's why it's red, because there's no chat input connected, okay? But essentially that's how you add a agent node, just so you kind of know how it looks by default, okay? And here if I open, it's very similar, but now here you can see it's green because the chat input node is connected, so it's receiving the input from the chat node, okay? That's what it is. And in system message, essentially, we are defining the character and the behavior of the of this specific AI agent, okay, how it should act, what kind of actions it should take, okay, and stuff like that. So we're ensuring that it acts as a expert data analyst, okay? And then we're saying with Google Sheets capabilities, okay? Because we need to tell the AI agent, hey, you have the access to Google Sheets tools. You can append rows, delete rows, and stuff like that, okay? If you don't, it might not just, it's gonna say something, hey, like, I don't see any Google Sheet tools, even though you connected it. So you need to make sure that you mention that to the AI agent so it knows that it can go and try to access these tools, okay? Awesome. So then we are defining the data. Okay. So we're saying the current data is a spreadsheet, whatever the ID, this amount of columns, total rows, and data preview. Okay. And then we are saying you have the Google Sheets tools and how to use it. Okay. And then we are defining how to format the data. Okay. And then we're saying essentially how to interact with the workflow, okay, analyze the data, okay, calculate the requested metrics, structure each custom row and all that stuff, okay. And then we're giving some example responses, okay. And that's essentially how it is, guys, okay. So that's the behavior and how we are expecting and how we want the AI agent to act, okay. You can define this how you want, okay. If you're working with Google Calendars and Gmail, for example, and spreadsheets, then your AI agent should be defined to act more of a like a personal assistant. And then you're going to say you have access to Google Calendar, you have access to Gmail and stuff like that, and you can do this and that. And this is how you should respond. And this is the format I'm expecting to receive. Okay. Again, guys, I have some videos also for free on my channel. Where I'm talking about, using AI agents as your personal assistants to send emails, create events in your Google Calendar, connecting all of that through something called MCP servers. Okay, guys, if you want to learn more advanced N8N workflows and automations, make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out all the free videos I have, because I'm always dropping free videos, value packed, and also I'm always including the JSON templates that you can download for free. Awesome, guys. So that's essentially our brain, okay? But our brain wouldn't be working without the actual AI model, okay? So when you have AI agent, it's not by default attached to any AI model, okay? Because you need to attach a chat model right here to your AI agent, okay? And here by default, usually everybody is using OpenAI, okay? Either 4.0 mini or 4.1 mini because it's cheaper, okay? You can use something 4.0, but it's gonna be costing you more for the tokens, okay? So here you can see we have this bunch of data that we are that's being fed from the AI agent, from the Excel sheet originally, and then it processes everything in this format from the agent. If you guys remember, we requested a specific format, so agent sends that data to OpenAI model, and OpenAI model formats that in that requested format, okay? Again, guys, by default, you will not have an access to OpenAI APIs, okay? So make sure to go to openai.com. I believe, let me guys show you fast. If you go to openai.com, go to login, API platform, okay? And then you want to go to dashboard and API keys here, okay? Create API key, name it whatever you want, okay? And once that is done, go back to your N8N, then you're going to click on create new credential, copy paste your API key in here, guys, okay? And also don't forget to add money to your API keys, because you need to put some credits. So again, go back to OpenAI, click right here on the settings tab, okay? Then you're gonna go to a billing, and then you're gonna click on add credit to balance, okay? Here you're gonna add $10, for example, add your payment method, and that's it. And your API key will be up and running once you completed those two steps, all right? Awesome, guys. Then we're using something called window buffer, or essentially it's sort of a memory, I would say. Okay, so right now we're feeding 10 context windows. Essentially, think of it as a chat history with your AI agent. So it's able to look back to 10 previous chat histories that you had with your AI agent in your N8N, okay? It's really useful so it doesn't repeat itself, or it doesn't, insert or replace data or stuff like that, guys. So you're just giving a data about your past interactions, or 10 past interactions with the AI agent. So this way you can have more precise contextual, I would say, chat with your AI agent, okay? So this is a very simple memory, okay? It's all handled within N8N, guys. If you want to have a permanent database memory, you would need to use something like Supabase or MongoDB or PostgreSQL, okay? That's more advanced, okay? Meaning that we can take all the data that we are chatting with the AI agent, or even we can take the data from the spreadsheets and send it to the cloud and store it on Superbase or any other cloud database. Okay, and then at all times when you chat with AI agent, it will always be able to connect to the cloud and get the data from there. But again, it's a little bit more complicated to set it up. Okay, it's more contextual. I would say it's more like a RAG system. Okay, it's not the most beginner friendly, but again, guys, I will be dropping a also free video on RAG agents and how to set them up. Okay, meaning contextual agents that can store data on the database. Okay, so I'll be dropping a free video on that as well. So make sure to check it out. So subscribe so you get notified when new videos are dropping. All right, guys. Cool, guys. So essentially, in a short summary, that's how it works and what it is, guys. It's a very simple system. You can scale it, you can grow it. You can also connect it to Airtable or essentially any other data processing platforms that deal with data, like Notion. Okay, and simply kind of do very similar operations, guys. If you have any specific workflows that you want me to cover and create videos on, let me know down in the comments, and I will definitely do those as well. All right. And again, guys, I'll be including the JSON link to download this entire workflow for free. And also, I will include both of these actually spreadsheets. Okay, you can download them, put it into Excel sheet, so you don't have to do anything. Essentially, just put them into your Google account spreadsheets folder. These two, okay, and then essentially you just need to add your Gmail accounts through the application, guys. If you remember, you're going to go to the spreadsheet node, for example, here. Going to click on create new credential and then sign in with Gmail, and make sure to select your personal Gmail account. Okay, and it's going to essentially do entire thing, and then you will be able to see those spreadsheets from your Google account. All right, guys. Yeah, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe so I can keep dropping more videos like this. And as always, I will see you next time.